that's how I want to start this morning because I was sitting there and then you all did a question and answer portion and I was like, well, let me just make a statement because I want her to know that I absolutely think she's amazing, you know?
Oh,
And that the actors were phenomenal.
yes, yes,
Phenomenal.
yes,
And
yes.
I was just in awe, and I was by myself. I like to do things by myself, so people may think it's weird. I go to the movies by myself. I go to dinner by myself. Sometimes you need me time,
Mhm,
but I was by myself, and I was going to bring someone,
mhm.
but I forgot what happened and why she didn't come. But now I'm like, the next time that this play rolls around, she has to be there. Not only her, but my listening audience. Year to date, guys, we are hitting the millions, like 8 million now. So it's a plenty of you that can make your way to Atlanta to this play, Unshamed on You. But that's not the only thing that you do. You're just an amazing woman. Absolutely. To read that your mom died at, when you were young, and just to read about your story and then to hear you talk about your story at the play, it just added to my luggage of life. I've
Mm,
been meeting these great women, whether they have, ooh, okay, don't get teary eyed,
mm.
whether they are laying in a hospital bed and I've met them, or whether they're walking around. I've met some great women in this past couple of months.
Mm.
And I'm so happy to say that you're one of them. And
Oh.
I just, I can't explain it. I
Oh.
can't explain your play other than phenomenal job.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Absolutely
you.
phenomenal
Thank you,
job. And it should
Jocasta.
be an award winning play. Like,
Wow. Thank
I mean, hey, toot your horn. Like, toot, toot. It should. Come
Well,
on.
I leave that up to the audience, though. I
Yes.
really do. I leave that up to everybody else. Jocasta, what I had to do is I just had to be obedient to God. I mean, to hear all of the words that you just said, to hear some of the audience members, for me, it does so much because it confirms to me what God spoke to me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what you experienced is just really an act of obedience.
Mm-hmm.
And so, toot my own horn. I don't know whether or not I
Look,
could do
it's
that,
okay.
but it's.
Sometimes, we have to celebrate ourselves. That's something we don't do as women
That's
because
true.
we are like, okay, if I do that, then somebody thinks you're not boasting. You're saying God put this out
He
here. He did
did.
a great job. You guys go see it. Whenever it's that, that's what you do because it's not you saying I'm the best.
Right.
Look at Vanessa and what she
Right.
can do.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You've not one time said that.
No, because I can't, because I know that.
You know who did
I
it.
know who did it. I know who
Yes.
did it. And so, yeah, I give him all the glory. I tell you, it's nothing like being obedient and doing what God called you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't looking to write Unshame on You. God spoke that into my spirit
So let's talk
on my.
about
Yeah,
that.
okay, let's talk about that.
Let's
Yes,
pull
ma'am.
back with your life
Okay.
and say who you used to be.
Okay.
So, who you used to be got you
Mm-hmm.
to the point of this play.
Absolutely.
So, where do you come from?
Okay.
That's my question.
Okay. I come from a life overshadowed by shame.
Okay.
And as a mother, I was near, well, I was going to say my age, but I don't think I was there. But I was a mom, married, two children, and I had some internal struggles that I wasn't sure where they had come from. And
Okay.
so I began praying to God and asking God, what is going on with me where I'm having all of these relational type issues?
Issues.
And so I began praying to Him, and God started revealing to me what the source of those issues were
Mm-hmm.
that led to shame. As you mentioned earlier, My mom died when I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She was 23. She had 4 children. I say to
Oh.
a lot of people that my life is one of oddity. It's very when you think about odds, right? We're talking about percentages, and so
Mm-hmm.
what percentages do you fall in? So, what number of people actually lose their mom very early?
Mm-hmm.
Not that many. Most have the good fortune to be able to grow up and know their mothers to a certain age. When my mother had 4 children, she had 3 left-handed children and 1 right-handed child.
I read that.
What are the odds of
I
that?
read that.
Right?
I
So
read
that's
that.
there's some more of the odds, right? So I'm the oldest
Okay.
and I'm the only right-handed one. So yeah, right-handed
Okay.
one,
So
right?
you
Right?
came out the
Right-handed one.
bunch. Okay.
I did,
And the
absolutely.
three of them have this connection.
Yes, they do. They do. They do. They do.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes, yes.
And so, once my mom passed, and my dad remarried. I have another brother and sister, so it's actually 6 of us.
Okay. So,
And
question:
yes,
your
ma'am.
dad raised you,
My dad did raise me.
and
My
your
dad,
stepmother.
absolutely.
Amazing.
Yes. My dad did raise me. Amazing man. Love my dad. He has passed on. He passed
Okay.
on a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Just another total story in and of itself. I tell you what God does in families, and what God does with people when he sometimes when he puts his hand on one,
Mm-hmm.
what he wants to do with the rest of the family. So yeah, that's even whenever I think. Yes, I tell you, and I've already talked to a couple of my brothers and sisters about my dad and even his history and things that he has gone through. So my
Ah.
father is one of the most intelligent men I have ever known, and the wit that he had was unbelievable. I used to say
Okay.
to him, "If only I could bottle your wit, because there's
Then it would
nothing
be
like it." Yes. Yes,
amazing.
absolutely. But things weren't easy. Had a difficult childhood, difficult home
Mm-hmm.
environment, a lot of struggles within the house, a lot of dysfunction. Just as a lot of families have a lot of dysfunction,
Mm-hmm.
things that go on behind closed doors that we don't like to talk about
Mm-hmm.
really
Never.
impact, right? Never talk about it, but they have such an impact on the child
Mm-hmm.
that then becomes the young adult, that then
Mm-hmm.
becomes the adult,
Adult.
that becomes the mother, now
And
married,
takes
and
all of
takes
that.
all of that and tries to be a husband or a wife out of that, or tries to be a mom out of that, and you're trying to do all of that out of an unhealthy place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
now,
you haven't
how
healed.
is your home now? Because there's not been the healing. And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, yeah, just so much dysfunction. By the time I reached adulthood, when I was 18 years old. I always knew that I would leave my home, because I had to get out. It wasn't a Christian home. We never
Okay.
had a Bible. I know anything about. Never had a
Really?
Bible. Never talked about God. Did not know who Jesus was. Had no
No
I, no
praying.
no praying. Jocasta, I didn't even know what the meaning of the gospel was. Had
So,
no idea. And sometimes we take that for granted because we are so blessed in this country. It really is. See, the thing is, it's all around us.
yes.
It's all around us, but it's not really in people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when we're in our personal conversations with people, we
Mm-hmm.
don't really bring it up and see people and what people may be going through
Mm-hmm.
behind what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
to actually bring Jesus to them. And so I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
about the gospel. I had no idea about, of
This
course,
is
being
amazing.
in.
Keep going, because I'm going to tell you why, but this is amazing. No idea.
So, of course you can't be in this country and not hear, right? But I didn't really know. See the cross. I remember seeing signs such as God loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to like, you're right. So if God loves me, why
Am I in this situation?
yeah, why am I going through? I literally, and there were times before being saved and really having this relationship that I have with God now, there was a time it was very difficult for me to even look at those signs, because I had an issue with love
of us don't know how to love. We don't know what love is. We throw it around. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. We just say it, and it's such a great action that we don't show it. And I'm sick and tired of people not showing it. But you can say it so freely because love, it has an action. It has a I love you. And you can feel it and you see it, you know. But a lot of people, they use love as if it's a prop that I'm just going to use to do what I need to get where I need to go, say what I need to say, get in the door I'm trying to open, you know, and I love you, girl, I love you like a sister, and you over here not liking me, you know, just hating my guts, telling somebody, well, I don't like it anyway, and you know. And I know you can dislike people but love them. I do know that. But I know also that we use love very loosely, and we're not showing our children of this day love. And love covers multitudes of sin.
Yes.
And if the Bible is telling us this, then why don't we just love? What my grandmother always say, girl, I just get him and I just love the hell out of him. You know, and I'm like, what, grandma? You know, and when she would say that, I never got it.
Right.
Now, as an adult, I get it.
Right. Absolutely.
I didn't get it. You know, I didn't get it. She didn't say, you know, you love the hell out. Because the Bible is telling us love covers multitudes of sin. She didn't give me biblical. I was just like, okay, lady. Thanks, Grandma.
Power in that statement,
you know,
though.
but
in
now,
the truth of that statement.
Because it's covering that.
Absolutely.
What she was saying is that I'm going to love you even if you don't want me to. You know, I'm going to love you when you hate me. I'm going to love you no matter what. Because I'm going to love you so much. So much that it's going to make you get right, line up, and love me too. You know, that's that old school woman. My grandmother died June last year, but that's that old school, like, you know, that's what you need to hear.
Yes.
And I try to do that to people. Just love, 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 and they just push. You know, because they've never been loved, like you said.
Exactly. And that's what people who don't know how to love do. You have to keep it away. You keep it beyond. And then what kind of life do you have if you cannot love or if you don't have love?
You don't have life.
You're loveless. And what is that?
You're just walking through as a zombie.
Exactly. And there are a lot of people.
I know a lot
of people that walk around like that. So, and I was one of them. And yes,
I like it. Put it out there. Keep going, girl. Give us the tea.
Yeah, I absolutely was one of them. And it's again really because of just a lot of the things that I went through. Really didn't hear "I love you," you know, as a child, any of that stuff, and so just really going through life and not able to, if you don't have love, and when we say love, we're talking about real, genuine, godly, once you know who you are, and once you're comfortable with who you are, once you can literally say the word love and know what love is and mean it, once you get to that point, to that point, you are a changed person, you are a transformed person. And for me, the only way that it happened was God himself had to reach his hand down from heaven. But I tell you, Jocasta, I was doing what we all do, right? Because we all have this thing, got to survive, got to get up, you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to go to work, you're going to do what you have to do, but you're just going through the motions. And inside,
the same old.
Yes. There was a woman, her name is Pat. My husband and I had our own business. He was doing computer hardware part, and I was doing training. I just went over there to start training part of it. She was my one and only student for months, and I'm thinking, now by this time again, I'm not saved, don't know God. So I'm thinking, where's the rest of the students? Where everybody else coming at, right? He had her there. She saw something wasn't quite right. She began inviting me to church, inviting me out to go with her. And initially, I didn't want to do it, didn't want to go. Then I said, you know, this lady, she's so nice. She comes in week after
Let
week.
me go.
She's paying me. I need to go, right? I went, and that day changed the rest of my life. That was it. That was the changing moment for me. And God just began, yes, He just began doing a work in me. I didn't know what He was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just crying tears week after week. He started cleansing me, speaking to me. But that was the beginning of the,
Purifying.
yes, good word. Good word.
Definitely. I mean, I remember I've had many transformation moments, many moments of deliverance because we go through a lot of different transitions in life where you have to be delivered from something because you're always a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can relate to you. I can. That's why I have a book of poetry and it's called Transformation. The reason I wear my bow tie is because it's transformation. This reminds me of that huge transformation that I made in life, and that there's no reason for me to do this. Look back there and try to get back there.
Right. No.
I'm not going back there.
No, don't want to go back there.
That's not somewhere I want to be.
No, we don't want to go back there.
So I love your life. We're gonna take a quick break. And guys, don't go anywhere. Remember that you can call in at 770-415-2149. The number again is 770-415-2149. You are listening to Jocasta. church and she has these shades on,
Mhm.
but she felt, and I'm gonna speak for her at this moment
Mhm.
because now that I know her story,
Mhm.
I was like, baby, those glasses can't hide it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
she didn't want to look at you. She
Mhm.
didn't want you to look at her.
Mhm.
She thought you could see. She
Yes.
thought you could see that. You know, she was a tad bit promiscuous. She thought you could see the things that happened to her as a young child. She thought you could see that. You know, and now that I see her, I I love her. But then, oh my gosh, and I can't give like any details because I don't want anybody to know her life because I don't think she's
Mm.
told it. But
Mm.
when she told me, I was like, I get it, you know. And I
Mm.
always say, God, why do you send me all these people? Because my mom would say when I was young that I would bring home what she was meaning, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way because she didn't mean it the wrong way. But she was like, you and your sister, when you were younger, you guys always brought home strays. And I
My
would be
daughter
like,
was
what? And
my
she was like,
oldest daughter's like that.
always. And it was always the kids
Yes.
that need love.
Yes. Yes.
Because our
Yes.
topic, I guess God has coined, is love. And it was always those that need love. And
Yes.
I was like, my mommy loves so much. My mommy's
Yes.
the best
Oh.
mommy. But I would always bring them home. And my mom would find herself doing the same thing for those children as for me.
Mm.
And so now that I'm older, when people like kind of take to me, I'm like, huh? You know? And then I'm like, then once I find out, I'm like, really, God? Like, I'm not equipped for this. You
Mm.
know, why do you send them like this? But
Mm.
that young woman, I mean, now she's married, she has 3 children, and I'm just so happy for her and proud of her. But she had such a tainted childhood, such a
Mhm.
horrible, in which carried on to her being an adult. Because
Mhm.
when you have things happen to you sexually, physically, anything like that, when you are a child,
Mhm.
when you become of age, you're
Mhm.
either very promiscuous,
Mhm.
not doing anything,
Mhm.
or you're gay. And I know people are going to say something about that, but I'm
Mhm.
telling you
Mhm.
that that'll probably be my Pulitzer Prize because I've said before I
Mm.
leave here, I want to win one. Um, is that literally when people have been abused in that sexual way,
Mhm.
those are what that's what you get.
Absolutely.
Either they're very withdrawn and they don't want to be touched at all, or they're
Absolutely.
very, very sexually active,
Right.
or they have found that the same sex is what they're going to
Mhm.
stick with.
Mhm. Because the other one hurt them.
Hello,
Right. Right.
duh.
Damage them.
But people
That was their.
people don't want
Mhm.
to tap into that, and it's
Right.
okay. Don't do it, but I did. Okay, because it's the
It's
truth.
the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
It shall,
Absolutely.
and you shall be free indeed.
Absolutely. Yes.
So we stopped. You got saved. You walked in that church that day or
Yes.
that evening, was it?
Yes. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. And initially I'm telling you, she invited me twice. And the thing about her invitation, she wasn't pushy about it or anything like that because I turned her down. I was like, no, but because like it's not that I had never stepped foot in church or anything like that, but it's God wasn't he wasn't really drawing me like that. And honestly, as an unbeliever, as somebody who did not know the language. I didn't know what to do when you went in. I truly was like, I did. It was a foreign world to me, and so sometimes I would go in, and I felt like a foreigner. So I was like, okay, wait a minute, okay, yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. So
You didn't speak that
I didn't speak that
language.
language, and so but so I turned her down twice. But the third time, again, I decided to go. It was a Sunday service,
Ah.
and from the time that I walked in, I just, when there is a congregation
Mhm.
that is truly, truly, truly praising God. I mean, like they're not there for anything other than they couldn't wait to get there in the morning to
Mhm.
praise him for what he has
Mhm.
done during the week. You feel it when you walk in the door.
Oh, sister,
You
yes.
feel it when you walk in the door. You feel the
You know
Holy
if that's the
Spirit.
place you should be, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And so that's what I felt when I walked in, and from then to where they opened the sanctuary doors, and I went
Mhm.
in, and then there was the praise music again, which I wasn't used to, but it just started. I mean, God had me at that point. He had me where He wanted me,
Great.
so He could get to me, and the friend that you were mentioning, the young lady that you were mentioning with the shades,
Yeah.
sitting in church with shades on.
Haven't seen her with no sunglasses on since.
Praise the Lord.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
But yeah.
but that little thing. But see, you notice that, Jocasta, and so what we need to do, those of us that are on the other side of healing, what we need to do is we need to see people. We need to see that it's just not people who are unbelievers or are not a part of the body of Christ that need love or that need healing. There are people right in the pews that have
need it.
not tapped into those places that need healing
So
and that
true.
need transformation.
So
And
true.
so you saw that, and that is the purpose. That is the reason for my books. That's the reason for Unshame on You. She literally at that moment when you cannot look someone in the eye, then that is one of the biggest symptoms and indicators of shame.
And you know something with her, she put me in some bad situations. This was all in college, and you know I'm always an advocate of I can get myself in trouble. I don't need you to help me. I'm that person. I've always been like that. Like allow me to get me in trouble. You know, don't you help me, and you don't want that. It's crazy, but it's the truth. Because I like to own up to whatever I've done.
There you go.
But that's just always been me. And she just put me in a bad situation, and I was so far from home, and I didn't know it. I didn't know that she set me up like this, and it was all because of her shame and what she was trying to get, and how she felt like she had to do specific things to get, you know, some money, you know, and she just put me in a bad situation, and I'll never forget it. But I forgave her for it because now I get it.
Right.
But when I was in it, in the midst of it, I was like, no, like you literally, we could die. Like this is, don't play with my life.
I know that's
know?
right.
I can play with my own.
Yes.
I don't need the assistance. Like I make mistakes by myself. You know? And it's just one of those things. But literally, it's because we're so ashamed of who we are, and we won't own it. And you own it, and then say, I'm done with it.
Right.
You know, because I'm a child of God. He lives in me.
Absolutely.
Greater is He that is in me.
Yes.
That is He than He that is in the world.
Absolutely.
So therefore, if He's in me, I need to take control of that. I need to hold that and say, I can do all things through Him. You know, because for years I was doing all things through Jocasta. It got me nowhere.
Right. Right.
So stop.
Absolutely,
you know?
right.
So put yourself in that place, audience. You know, I can do all things through self. No.
Absolutely.
You're not
And
there.
we know that, right?
No.
We know that.
Yeah,
'cause
we know
We
it.
know it, right?
We don't.
We keep trying to do it ourselves, and it gets us nowhere.
And it doesn't
It's not working.
And then we're still, we've added more shame.
Right.
I know, I was sitting there like this, like, can I hide this at the plate? Like, I'm a shit, you know? Because you like, oh gosh. Because I got to release it.
Right.
I have to let it out. I
Yes.
have to allow God to just move in my life
Yes.
like no other. That's what we have to do, audience. And that's what Vanessa has, your purpose in life now.
It really
What do
is.
you feel your purpose
It really is. I do believe that my purpose is to help, to help women understand, especially women who are walking around with these issues of shame, have an unhealed heart. I tell you, Jocasta, I really have a passion to help women, especially women with children that need healing, to get healed. To know that it's okay to seek help. You know, we all at one point or another need help in getting beyond where it is that we're at. And that's why God has, you know, His people around, because we are supposed to be light for other people. We are supposed to be the hands and the feet and the words and the heart
God.
of Christ. And so we're supposed to be looking and seeing those that need His love and that need His help. And so, you know, my purpose is to write, to speak, to continue to do these plays that speak truth and that speak to the human condition and where we are, and to do it in a way that entertains, has good music, is well written, but at the end of it all is transformative. That really is a tool in the hands of God that He will use to change and transform the audiences that come out. And it is a pure joy to
And
do
great
it.
music.
Oh, you like the
Yes,
music?
lovely, darling. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank
Awesome
you.
job.
Thank you.
You are a writer, truly.
Yes.
God really has placed in you the biggest gift ever.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you've embraced it. I'm glad that you love it.
Yeah.
Because it's an amazing gift. Now, books.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us.
Okay, so my book. So the first one that I wrote is Unshame on You, right? And Unshame on You, literally God spoke that into my spirit. I was sitting on my living room couch, and I was writing the book I just released 4 years ago. And once I finished that book, every time I'd get to a particular point in that book, I'd stop. I just literally break down crying, and I could not get beyond it. But once I got past that particular point in the book, I really typed the end. It was the end of that book. And God spoke into my spirit, Unshame on You. And I'm looking around like, what is that, right? And he just kept speaking what Unshame on You was supposed to be about. And he had done this work of healing from bringing me, of just going through the motions in life, because I've always had this aura of shame, like the young woman that you said, couldn't look anybody in the eye. He had healed me of all of that. And now he wanted me to tell others so that I could glorify him with my life. So I wrote Unshame on You. And after that, I wrote Kids Without Mom. One of the things about growing up as a child without a mother, I think we hear in life a lot about children who grow up with their fathers, which is very impactful. Any child growing up without either parent is a big loss and a big need in the life of a child. But I think we hear more about children without their fathers than we do children without their mothers. And if we think about what a mother gives, you mentioned your mom and how loving she was. A mother is the one who makes us feel like it's okay to be in this world, that you're supposed to be in this world, that you're supposed to be walking around here. And if anybody doesn't like it, they need to move out of the way, right? So
that's what mommies do.
That's what mommies do.
Yes.
And so those children that don't have a mom don't get that.
That's true.
They don't get that. And so what I wanted to do, and what I believe that God spoke to me to do, was speak those words that kids without moms long to hear. They were words that I long to hear as a motherless child. And so that's what Kids Without Mom is. All of those life lessons that, I wish I'd learned. And just to know that I'm loved and that I have a future. Can you imagine a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old that doesn't have a mom and is just kind of wandering around life, wondering what their future's at, right? And so that book, Kids Without Mom, speaks hope, it speaks love, it speaks encouragement, it gives everything that I believe a child without a mom wants. And, it doesn't even necessarily have to be because of the death of a mom. It could be children are in foster care. They could have moms perhaps in the home that are not really there. So that's what Kids Without Mom is. And then my latest release, Blue Sundances, actually goes into a lot more detail about my own personal walk and how I went from where I was into the woman of God that I am today, and that just this woman that loves him that he's made me to be. So
I love it.
That's what that is.
And I'm so happy. I have to give a shout out to India Hines. I love her. She's amazing,
She's
amazing
good.
woman.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for her, I would not be sitting next to you.
Okay.
So I definitely have to say that. And I want to know, and I know the audience would like to know, when is the play coming back? Because I know it was. Oh, go ahead.
It was what?
Because I looked. Because somebody asked me, like, okay, is she going to use the same actors and actresses? And or is she having auditions? So I looked for them, and I was like, oh, they're having auditions.
Yes, we are.
And so that's how I kind of fell up on it.
Okay.
So, I wasn't stalking, kind of, sort of.
No,
I was stalking. Okay, family, I'm going to tell the truth. My name's Jocasta, and I'm a stalker. I did stalk you a little bit. It was for a good cause. But let us know, when is it coming back? We're excited.
Yeah, so one of the things that the audience asked us after the last play, and they ask us this actually after every play, is where are you guys going next? When are you coming back? We did this play at 7 stages down in 5 points, and God has actually been speaking to my heart and those of us that are part of the crew and the organizing committee that we needed to branch out a little bit, and so that's what we've started to do. In July 15th. We're not going too far. Okay. Everybody can travel there. Okay. It's outside of Atlanta, but not too far outside of Atlanta. That everybody that wants to go will be able to be there. But got to get your tickets quick. July 15th is our next performance. We're going to be at the Morton Theater in Athens.
Lovely.
Okay, so not that far.
No.
But again, God is speaking to us to kind of broaden the audience. Just take it a little bit on the outskirts. And I'm going to tell you about the other locations, but I want to say something about going to Athens when we went there a couple of weeks ago. Just driving there. And we don't go anywhere unless we pray. I'm just like you. I pray about everything. I don't want to go anywhere that God doesn't have us going. And I remember when we were driving there, and I'm looking around like, where is this theater? The GPS had us go through particular neighborhoods, go through particular areas, and literally, Jocasta, as I'm driving through these areas, my heart begins like I become speechless, and my heart is just so full because
really?
Yes, because I'm knowing that this is where that God is supposed to have us to be. And so just getting those confirming moments. And so I don't know who is supposed to be there. I don't know if it's just for the Athens audience. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure those listeners to be there as well. But it was just so confirming. I tell you, when we drive through areas, and for me, when I just look at somebody and I see it, when I see somebody hurting, and I saw it all around.
Oh, so
I saw it all around. And so here's the thing. When we do this play, it's not about people buying tickets. It's about who's supposed to be in those seats.
Saving souls.
It's about who's supposed to be in those seats. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back there, and we're going to go into those neighborhoods that we were at. And we're going to do what we have to do in order to get people into those seats. So we need people buying tickets because we got to be able to do the production. I just tell you, and the reason why I'm like this is because my heart was just so full. Yes. So July 15th will be in Athens. August 25th and 26th will be in Macon. Not too far. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're not right.
Okay.
So not too far. And then September, we reached out to a theater in Alabama, and they're just going crazy trying to bring us there. They really want us there. They went on the website, and they just really, liked everything they saw about. So they want us to come there. That is a little bit further.
That's good, though.
And then every November, what we do is we have a celebration for the year. November is the month of Thanksgiving, and so that kind of wraps up our year. And we do our final play, and we just have a time of celebration and thanking God for everything that He's done during the year.
So where is that? You don't know yet. You don't know
that one. We're actually in discussions, and so it's not until it's dotted. But within a couple of weeks, everybody will be able to go on the website and actually see where our celebration will be. So.
Yeah, I have to be there. Definitely. I have to be in the building. I am very, very excited. So July 15th, Athens, ladies and gentlemen. Give them the website so they can know where they can get their tickets, purchase your books, just stay in contact with you?
Okay. It's unshameonyou.com. That's unshame, all one word, UNSHAME on ONUYOU.com. Unshameonyou.com. You'll get to see actors where we're holding auditions, the audition dates. Yes, we are auditioning. Everybody from the previous cast will probably return. But because we're doing so much more traveling and we have more productions, we do need to add more people to the cast. So I'm hoping any of you that are out there that are actors, actresses, stage managers, assistant directors, all of that, you'll see you'll see that posted on our site. Definitely reach out to us. You will get a call back. We'll definitely connect with you and let you know where it is that you would have to come out to audition or just become a part of the crew. Volunteers also. We definitely need volunteers as we go out to work with the audiences. We want this to be more than just a play or somebody coming out. And again, it's very entertaining. So
It is.
you will have a good time when you come out. But it's more than that. We want it to really be an experience for people. We want when people come to one of our shows and they spend 2 hours with us, 2.5 hours, whatever it might be, that when they leave, they feel it was well worth their time.
And it was well worth my Saturday. I had a great time, and I'm auditioning.
I saw I saw you sing or something, and that's what I thought. I was like, she needs to audition for the play. That I literally thought that you needed to audition.
Guys, hello. I am auditioning. It's over. Sign, seal, deliver. I'm going to claim it. I'm going to audition. I'm going to pop up. You're going to be like,
she's really
serious? I'm
She's
so
really
serious now. I am so serious. Because I'm like, Lord, I want to be a part of everything. I'm excited. Vanessa, I am so happy that you came on my show. I feel blessed. I feel honored. And it's the same feeling that you get when you meet someone that God definitely wanted you to meet. That is going to give you positive vibes. There's nothing negative that you could give me constructive criticism. If I called you up and said, hey, I'm thinking about this, you would say, let me explain to you why it's not going to help you, but let me tell you how things can help you.
Yes.
I am telling you, I've met so many women, and when I told you whether lying in the hospital bed or a woman that I met last week after I left a conference, I went over to a young lady that I've been coaching because I'm a spiritual life coach, and it's something I love. And I kind of put it on the back burner for a couple of years because when I came back from LA, things were so hectic for me. I just had so much to do. So now I have this woman, and I think that she's amazing, but she decided that she was going to have this vision board party. And this is far from, I was so proud of her because she went from just broken, not wanting to be here, to seeing her vision. And then when she says to people, when she tells her guests, she's explaining to them, and it was a room full of people. She's explaining to them the things that I had her do that took her to where she needed to be. That's when you know, hey, God, I love you. Thank you for using me to serve your people.
Absolutely.
And literally, I'm there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Another woman starts to tell how she has this disease, and not many people have it in the world, and people didn't know what was wrong. She lost her house, she lost her car, she lost everything. And she learned again how to walk again last year. And then it attacked her body again. And so now she's going through that again. And she sat there and she said, my vision is to be able to walk. And I want to be able to run again. And we take for granted.
Absolutely.
Us being able to breathe.
Yes. Yes.
Us being able to walk,
Yes.
us being able to run,
Yes.
we take for granted. Us being able to get out, to get up and take our bed, carry our own cross.
Mm-hmm.
We take for granted that we can do these things. And here it is, this woman just wants to walk. She just wants to run. I met another woman who just wants to have a day where she feels good and that she can walk again. And I don't know what this is about walking, because I've met several people who just want to walk, and I'm like, God, like, what is it? Like, what am I not walking to? Or why do I keep meeting these people who just want to walk? I remember when I came back, I think it was one of my friends, that I'm appreciative of looking at the sky. Because for 100 days of me being isolated, the only thing you could see was a piece of a tree, but you could see God's sky. And for all those days, I read my Bible like no other, because I had no one. And I'm so appreciative. So on my phone, there's so many pictures of the sky, the clouds, just so many, because I was so appreciative of the little bit I could see that my God made. So these women that God has a purpose for, that even though they're bearing that situation, it's freeing me of a lot, And in that freeing, I will pray like no other. I will do whatever I can to be a light in their life. I will not try to think that at one point, I feel like people, when Dr. Tanda Canyon said, she said, baby girl, people are in your life, they try to blow out your candle, thinking that their candle will shine brighter. Right. And I tell everybody that self-competition is what you need as women. I am not threatened sitting here next to you. I am inspired sitting next to you. I will compete with Jocasta and say her yesterday needed to be better and my right now needs to be better, because I met Vanessa. And Vanessa has shown me that I should not be ashamed of who I am. So whoever is out there right now, if you're ashamed, I hope that she has blessed you on this Saturday. This ride that we took, I want to take it again with you. I think that you've been an awesome guest. You're absolutely amazing woman. I want to make sure that I say, God, I would love for him to continue to enrich you, to give you the funds beyond, so that you can take this worldwide, so that more people can see this and not be ashamed. I just don't want them to, and I thank you for accepting this invitation. I don't take it lightly. I know that you're a woman of God. I know that you're a busy woman. So I want to say thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming out to the play. Thank you. I remember after the play, you pulled me over and we talked a little bit. And then other people got in the midst, and I was like, no, I want to talk to her some more. I don't know if you remember that. But we were trying to have our own little conversation. Remember that?
Yes.
We were trying to have our own little conversation, and everybody else came up. But, it's all good. They wanted to meet you as well. So, no, thank you, Jocasta, for all that you do. I tell you, when I looked at your show and I saw, the first thing I thought about you when I saw your show and saw you on the radio, I said, she is a woman who loves God. I love the way you prayed. I love the things that you said. I absolutely love being around people who love Jesus and who love God and who praise him. And so it just blew me away. I was like, she loved God.
Yeah, I love him so much. And I always tell people that Jocasta is a mess, but the God in her,
absolutely, it's only
him. Is the best.
It's only him. And the thing is, we're all a mess.
Yes, works in progress.
The only difference is that those of us that know it and say, Lord, fix me, and he does the work. So what you're seeing, it's not us, it's him. It's him.
Guys, go see this play, July 15th. August, what was it?
August 25th and 26th.
25th and 26th. And September. You may
see
see me.
Yeah. She's going to come out not to y'all heard it.
I'm speaking
y'all heard it.
God, I'm going to write it down, make it plain like the Bible tells me. And ask and ye shall receive, knock, and that door is going to be open for me. I hope that you've enjoyed this wonderful Saturday. Remember to go to unshamedonyou.com to get your tickets, to get your books. She's a phenomenal woman. I thank you for riding this Saturday with us. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope the rest of your Saturday is a happy Saturday. Enjoy your week. We'll be back next Saturday with an all-male panel.
Whoa.
And we're going to have so much fun. We're going to see what these men have to say. Ladies, send me any direct messages, inboxes, or email me. You were listening to That's What's Up with Jocasta. Once again, Vanessa, thank you so much. We're on 108 Praise Radio, where we're always voicing the gospel, and we're the best radio station ever. I love you so much with the love of God.
Wow.